Hey guys, Norchetto here. Thanks for stopping back in. So I want to start today's video by congratulating Michael O for winning my first ever giveaway. He won $20 in Blizzard currency. I sent him an email this morning. If you want to win $20 in currency, I still have a contest running for guessing the Atlanta Overwatch League team branding. Check out my last video for all the details and leave a comment with what you think it's going to be. So, moving on, we had a huge weekend as far as Atlanta Overwatch League team news. There was a major leak regarding the potential roster for Atlanta, up to 3 spots. And this was leaked by someone named Michael Padillo, who, or King Michael on Twitter. He is a owner, former player for Kungarna, and has played with people like Baby Bay, iRemix, Bishu, Crimzo, a lot of big names, a lot of names from the league. He has connections. On top of the connections, he's also been leaking things the last couple of weeks that have come to be true. So he leaked the Washington, D.C. team being announced. He leaked Wizard Hyung being signed to D.C. He leaked Florida dropping a bunch of their players. So he has a great record, at least in the last few weeks. I have no reason to doubt that this leak is any different. So what he said is that the Korean contenders team Element Mystic has 3 players, up to 3 players, 1 to 3 players who have signed with the Atlanta team. So this is gigantic. Element Mystic is widely considered to be one of the best teams in Korea. I know that teams like Runaway get a lot of glory, and for good reason. I'm a big Runaway fan, but Element Mystic is just a fantastic team, and this is great news hearing that we're going to get some players from them. So Element Mystic has been around for a couple of years. They had a great showing in 2017, won a lot of events. Going into 2018, they jumped into Contenders Season 1 and Season 2. In Season 1, they actually had the best record in the regular season going into the playoffs over any other Korean team. So Runaway, Kongnu Panthera, Metabellum, teams like that. The Element Mystic was better performing than any of them in Season 1. Unfortunately, they did get knocked out by the 4th seeded team, O2 Ardian, I believe it's pronounced, which was insane to have that happen. That was a major upset. Then in Season 2, they weren't the top in the regular season, but they were one of the top teams going into the playoffs. Made it all the way to the season, or the semifinals, and were knocked out by Runaway, who ended up going on to win this. So they're, unfortunately this year, they've been known as the team that dominated and then kind of fell off at the end. But if we look back at Season 1 of OWL, the team that did that was the New York Excelsior, and that's not a bad team to be compared to. So they're a great team with a lot of talent. But I wanted to break down even further who they are and who I think might be the people being signed. So the other part of the leak that came out over the weekend is that one of their support players, Jexy, is actually turned down a $120,000 offer for Atlanta because he wanted to play on a more Korean structured team. So understandable, when you are signing a contract for work, your stress level and your ability to work with people is definitely something you should consider. He decided that it was not worth living in the U.S. In the future when they have team houses, maybe living in the U.S. with a mixed roster and a mixed or a Western staff. So turn that down, understandable, but he is out of the running as to who it's going to be. Sticking with that, I wanted to talk about the other support on the team, which is Repel. Repel is pretty good. He's enabled a lot by the team. He works really well with Jexy, but all in all, he's not one of the huge standout members of the team that a lot of people would be talking about. I don't think, especially when we're not picking up the main support, that we would be picking up the off support. But that's those are the 2 support players for the team. Moving on to tanks, Pokpo, who is their main tank. He plays Winston. He's considered one of the best Winstons in the world. And he also plays Orisa at a high level. Now, Alpha is their Reinhardt player. He's considered a better better Reinhardt player, but Pukpo is their main tank. Deko is their off tank. He is a diva specialist and is widely considered the best off tank not currently in the Overwatch League. So that's huge. That's huge. He's considered an amazing off tank. That would be a super strong pickup. So those are the three tanks. Going over to DPS, we have Exy, who is one of their... He's the one they enabled to pop off. Guard, who is more of their flex DPS. He is a great Sombra player, and he also plays Tracer to a high level, but he is also known to be their flex DPS for like 3-3 comps. He'll play Zarya. And then Sparkle, who is technically inactive at this point, so there's not a lot there. So of those names I just mentioned, XZ actually will only be turning 17 in November, so he would not be able to play in Season 2. So I would go ahead and write him off. With Sparkle being inactive, I'm going to go ahead and write him off. What that leaves for us is the tank line and a flex DPS. So what I see here is Pukpo, their main tank, Deko, one of the best off tanks not currently operating in the Overwatch League, and Guard, who is their flex DPS, who they use to run their 3-3 comps. Those are the three I think are going to be being picked up from Element Mystic. I think Alpha will be the last one that doesn't get picked up. He is a Reinhardt specialist. Reinhardt is definitely something that's used right now, but I have a feeling that we might be able to fill that role better with some of the Western players that we might pick up as backup tanks, or Pukpo might spend a little bit more time on it. He's not a terrible Reinhardt. It was just that Alpha is generally considered a better Reinhardt than him. But a little bit of practice with someone as talented as Pukpo, I really think that we can use him as our Rein. So one of the reasons I think that the tank line is going to be what's being picked up is it looks like we may be trying to, in my mind, if this is the case, that we might be able to try copy Fusion a little bit, who did amazing in Season 1, and we know that they picked up a Korean tank line, and their consistency went through the roof, and they made a strong push for winning Season 1. I think we're going to try and look into copying that. We're going to hire on a Korean tank line who've worked together and communicate and play really well together, and then we're going to fill that in with Western players. This is a great strategy in my mind. That's why I'm kind of building out my theoretical team, because this team already knows how to communicate with one another and play with one another and make space. So as long as they're working together and making space, the rest of the team can be whoever we want to build and put together to take advantage of that space. So that's my guess for the Element Mystic pickups. I think it's going to be the tank line, but I also wanted to throw out a couple of names that I think could fill in the rest of this roster. In the West, because we do know that this is going to be or we've been told that this is going to be a mixed nationality roster. So I'm expecting the rest of the main team, the rest of the 8 minimum players to be from the West. And if we have a tank line that we're picking up, we really just need supports and DPS. So as far as supports go, some of the names that are out there are Crimzo. He's been playing with Team Canada. He's been blowing it up, and I think that would be a great pickup. Dak played on San Francisco Shock with Coach Brad. He is a Lucio specialist, and he actually got forced into playing Mercy because of the meta last season. I think he is a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for. I think being stuck on Mercy was a big problem, and I actually think we might see him pop back up. Gray, I've heard fantastic things. He's a Portuguese player, I believe, and Dogman, who played on last night's Leftovers and is another just fantastic person that could fill the support and fill in the support line. In DPS, when you look at DPS, you have to look at a couple of things. We know if we're picking up Guard, who is a great backline player, a great player for their backline, so a Sombra player. that we want definitely someone to pop off, a hit scan player, and we'd like a projectile specialist to go along with that. So as far as a hit scan player, I was looking more towards players who's played in season 1 that were released. The 3 names that I really came up with are Mistakes, who, say what you will about Mistakes. A lot of people give him crap on his Widow, but when Dreamcasper was released from Boston, he really stepped up and filled that role and did a great job. I think with a little bit more focus on that going into the season and not just having it dropped on him, I think Mistakes could be a great pickup. Logix, who I think Florida is crazy for dropping Logix, but it looks like they're doing some major reforming there, but Mr. Logix would be a fantastic pickup. He can do wonderful things. And IDDQD, who was technically in season 1, also on the Shock, but never got to play. He has time and time again proved that he has the ability, but he just never made it up on stage for whatever reason. There's questions as to why, but I could see him filling in that role. And then as far as other people, projectile DPS and maybe just other flex DPS, names that I've had thrown around are Shadowburn and Mangachu. Now, Shadowburn is a sad story. He is a fantastic player and for some reason has had problems getting tryouts for season 2. This is insane to me. I'm not sure if organizations are looking for just fresh meat or what the problem is, but Shadowburn would be a great projectile pickup. Same with Mangachu. I think he could do a fantastic job for us. He hasn't played in OWL, but absolutely deserves it. There's been links that he has been signed or is definitely going to be signed, so I'd love to see that. And then Silk Thread would be a great pickup, as well as Zachary, which Zachary would be a hard pickup because he is he's a hot commodity right now. He's going to be coming out of Fusion University, coming out of Contenders as a one of the top players on the U.S. World Cup team. There's going to be a lot of people looking at him to fill the roster, and I would love to see him on ours. He's an amazing player. But so that's my wild speculation. That's the leaks that have come out, and these are the players I hope to see on our team. What do you guys think? What do you think about my guesses here? What do you think about signing Element Mystic? What do you think about bringing in Korean players to a team and then adding in Western players? Does that make sense to you? Would you rather see a full Korean roster or a full Western roster? Definitely let me know. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about what's being put together. I can't wait to hear more. And man, it's killing me. It's killing me not to have this officially announced and be able to just theory craft what we're going to be able to do. So yeah, that's our team. We're in my mind, we are definitely 100% getting some Korean players from Element Mystic. And that being the case, I want to do something a little weird, and I want you guys to let me know if this is something you'd like me to continue doing in the future. I'm assuming we are going to have fan meetups with the team in Atlanta. I'm really looking forward to this. This is one reason I wanted a local team, was to be able to get involved with other fans as well as meet the team, meet the staff and coaches and everything when they come to visit. With Korean players on our team, it's going to be very important. I know they're going to probably be learning English, but I think it's important to show them that we want to reach across and learn their culture as well. I have been taking and looking into learning some very entry-level Korean, and I wanted to share a couple of these things with you, so when we do get a chance to meet the team, we can at least say a couple of things in their home language and make them feel at home. So the first one is very simple. The word is 안녕하세요, and you say that all together. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요 is a formal way of just saying hello. 안녕 means peace, and 하세요 means basically I want you to have. So I want you to have peace. This is how Koreans basically just say hello to one another. In a more casual setting, it would just be 안녕. But with a situation where you're meeting someone like this, 안녕하세요 would be absolutely appropriate. So 안녕하세요, it means hello, and this is something we can use when we meet the team for the first time. So let me know what you think of that, guys. If you want to learn more, just little Korean phrases for communication purposes with the team when we meet them, I would love to keep doing this. It would help me learn myself as well as helping you guys communicate with them. So that's all I have today. As soon as we get more information, I will be sure to make another video. Be keeping an eye on Twitter. Not just me, but there are a lot of other fan pages popping up, delivering news. They're all great people. They're all great accounts. I've been communicating with a lot of people. Check out the Atlanta Overwatch League Discord server. We don't have an official announcement yet, but the fans in there are chomping at the bit. A lot of theory crafting going on. A lot of speculation about who is going to be on the team. So check that out as well. I'll try to put a link in the description. But until next time, that's all I got. Talk to you guys later.